All right.
Hey, what's happening?
What's going on now? Yeah. We back up in there like swimwear, damn it.
Absolutely, yeah. This one's been coming for a while. We've been sitting on this one for a good month or two now.
Yeah.
I am
We let
gonna say,
everybody else say their piece on it
yeah,
first.
yeah. I am gonna say it. If anyone thinks I've been hit in the mouth, I've got like the biggest fucking cold sore on my lip.
Yeah.
So just in case anyone mentions it in the chat, they think I've been beaten up or something.
Well, there was a UFC event last night, so I think you
Oh,
made it.
okay.
You was over there, right, in Canada?
Right, yeah. Got good pasting by the looks of it as well.
What's going on, everybody? I appreciate everybody tuning in, man. Tonight we're going to be covering the Forgotten Gialli Vol.8, man. We've covered them all, so might as well just keep on going with it, you know.
Absolutely, yeah. And I
Three
mean, when we
films.
cover it, we're going to be doing everything, interviews
Right.
and all that. Sorry,
Uh,
go on.
yeah, so the first film is A.A.A. Masseuse, Good Looking Offers or Services. That's the first one.
Yeah.
Wasn't there an alternate? I don't guess there was. I was trying to
There
find.
was a few titles for that, yeah.
There was? Okay.
Yeah, there was an even longer title, which I'll come on to when we talk about it.
Oh, yeah, okay. I think I got it, probably got it in my notes, but then we got Reflections in Black with old Dagmar Lassander, man, which, I don't know. It is what it is. We're going to talk about it, though. And then
great cast, I will say.
Yeah. And then we got Enigma Rosso, which
look at the
this
cover
is not this is not the greatest. I mean, I'm glad the Ercolani stuff's on here, the Troy Howard, Nathaniel Thompson, all that stuff's great. But this is not a huge upgrade from this as far as restoration. It's just not.
I mean, you can only, there's only so much you can do with certain titles, certain prints and all that.
I mean, they got what they got, I guess. But I'm just saying, like, as far as special features goes, it is the better edition, But,
oh man, you'll never get a better edition than this, because they go really like in depth on the special features. Those guys are great as well. Ercolani, Troy.
But the reason to get this set is, I would say, Red Rings of Fear. I mean, I like A.A.A. Masseuse, But yeah. Anyway, we'll get into it.
I mean, I like them all to certain degrees. I know the one is not a great film, and I'm not going to even argue the fact that it is. But there's bits in it that I like.
There's a few things that stuck out, and that's Ortolani, right? Or am I mixing them with somebody else?
You want about Reflections in Black?
Yeah, that's Savina, man. That's the dude that did The Godfather.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
He did the score for The Godfather. That tripped me out. I was like, holy shit.
The Tenant as well. He did some big films.
He did some. Well, The Godfather's his biggest, like that's the massive one. We'll get into it. But anyway, let me give a shout out to everybody's in here, man. I appreciate y'all coming in. It's been a hell of a week. It's been crazy. I've been busy as hell. That's why we're late. But I know we're late quite a bit. So, it is what it is.
We turn up eventually. That's the main thing.
Yeah. Let's see. We got Chris C in here. Evening Savages slapped a like Ivan Razumov style to Edwidge Finette. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Chris?
Or we can do some, we can do some Howard Ross to Paola. Which she probably wouldn't be too happy nowadays that she's gone back to her Catholic roots. But
oh man, that actress has got such a backstory. I can't wait to talk about
that. Yeah. So we got let's see, we got Fat Pig the Conqueror, Subfall. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
This song rules. Oh, appreciate it, man. That's courtesy of CK. He hooked that up. I appreciate
That's the new single that'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. That's CK singing that shit, by the way.
It is catchy, man. I've only heard it a few times, but it's catchy as hell.
Yeah, it is. It is. Chris says, now that's how you do it. Okay, awesome. Hell yeah. Let's see. You got Texas in here, man. What's happening? What's going on?
Wouldn't be the same without Texas, man.
Yeah. Hello to the Panel of Pain. Yeah, man. Let's see. We got everybody's talking. Probably the best looking Forgotten Gialli set in my opinion. Okay.
I'd say the best cover. I love that image for Red Rings of Fear.
Really? I mean, I was looking at them all, man, because I did the thumbnail, so I put them all together, and I was like, I don't know, man, it's kind of hard to put one. What
would you say is the best
hard.
one?
I'm not even going there. We're not doing
that. Yeah. I just love that image.
It's like comparing your children or something.
You know? Yeah. I missed out on buying the poster for this, like the big UK quad poster.
Right.
Someone was asking like £50.
It is killer though. Like even like the back, that's killer. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, they go all out. I got to give them that. You got
the price Enigma for Rosso. These as well. Is like the price is great for these all 8.
Yeah, I'm kind of aggravated with Vinegar right now. Not the product, but the actual customer service kind of aggravated me. But anyway, I've already talked about it a little bit, but I'm gonna keep talking about it a little bit. So let's see. The mayor says, "Hey, y'all, I'll have to catch the replay later. Hope everyone is doing well." No problem, man. That's
man.
That's the great thing about YouTube, man. You can always go back. You know.
Exactly. Have a good one, anyway, man.
Whatever you appreciate you popping in, dude. Always. Yeah. So let's see. Let's see. Come on, Grandpa, hit that bitch. Damn. Yeah. Let's see. Napalm and OJ, we got Hayden in here, man. What's going on? How you guys doing? Doing pretty good, man.
Yeah, not too bad.
We're gonna be talking about some sleazy ass giallo, man. These 3. Red Rings is sleazy, but it's not as sleazy as the other 2, right? I wouldn't say.
Right, it's hard to, like, because they got the other box set as well, where you've got the Sister of Ursula, Arabella.
Yeah,
I would put them.
Well, the last one we did was, I wouldn't say all 3, but that one film for sure. That damn
the first one, that mystery one. Oh no, not mystery. The other one, wasn't it?
No, the damn.
I know.
I'm blanking on the name.
Yeah.
But anyway,
the science, is it like scientific?
Yeah, it's like sci-fi kind of
shit
going on. But yeah. Yeah. I'm ashamed to admit I still haven't watched any of the movies in this set yet. Oh, so you got it. Okay. It's okay. Shit. I mean, we're just now getting to it too, man. Like, so 2 of these I hadn't seen. I don't know about Darren, but I'd seen Enigma Rosso, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. So
I'd seen Reflections in Black on a really poor bootleg. I had a really poor bootleg of A.A.A. Masseuse as well, but I never wanted to watch it that way. Hayden, man, I don't know how he would take the giallo. I know Dan said he's liking these sets, but which is great to hear.
Yeah, no, he said he's digging it. From when I talked to him, he said, have you guys ranked the sets in a video before? I would be very, very interested to see how they all stack up for you guys.
We haven't, but I'm not. I think that might be a good one.
I think we kind of did, but we did.
We played up to a certain point, didn't we? I think.
Yeah, we need to redo it. Like
the last couple.
Maybe we'll do it when 10 comes out.
Yeah, I mean, we could do that as a separate video, maybe a 10-15 minute video.
Right. That'd be a massive, like, to really do it right, we'd have to watch all that shit again.
It might be coming in 12 months, maybe. But no, I don't think you need to watch them all again, to be honest.
Yeah. And Chris saying, I'm catching up with the Forgotten Gialli myself. Still haven't watched. Still have 5, 6, 7, and 8 to watch. I watched the Bloodstained Shadow from one of those sets. I love that one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a killer film.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you go wrong in these sets, man. Like most of the time, at least 2 out of 3 are pretty decent, I would say.
I'd say there's at least one gem in every single set.
Right.
But like you say, there's always like a middling one and maybe a poor
there's
one.
There's kind of like the turd too, though. You get
but the thing is, though, because they're
the thing is, go ahead.
because they're giallo films, I don't find them that bad. I can get pretty much something out of every single title in.
Well, that's the thing. I'm trying to own every damn one of them anyway, so it don't matter, you know.
I'm just hoping there's more to come. Because I was talking about this with someone last week. It might have been Chris, and I'm
yeah, there's a lot. There's
it's like 100 still. Yeah,
there's way more to come, for
there's
sure.
Tons more.
Yeah. Let's see. Hayden says, yeah, there's a lot to consider for a list. Yeah, man. Definitely. But man, do you want to get into the AAA Masseuse?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, this is one I'm excited actually to talk about.
Right.
Because I've been really interested in this film for the longest time, and just like I say, I had that crappy bootleg, and I was like, I didn't know whether to put it on like that. I held out to come good. This was a lost film for a long time as well in Italy. No one could get hold of this. I think in the 1990s, it became like this holy grail for Italian giallo films.
Right.
And then once a print become available fairly recently, from my knowledge, and you've got the whole backstory, which will come into the actors and the main actress in this as well. It's kind of become a cult classic now. I think it's like a middling giallo, but it's got a lot of good.
We're gonna get into it, but I gotta say something right out the. Well, hold on. I see Sean's in here. He says, "Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on? I'm so happy this community introduced me to this great genre. As a huge slasher mark, they are all practically proto slashers.
A lot of them are, yeah.
I'd say so. But yeah, one thing I got to say right out the gate about this one, is it this? Yeah, it is this one. I would say this one is almost like a fucking sex comedy.
In places,
no, not in places. It's
you
a
mean
sex
as
comedy.
a whole thing?
No, it's a sex comedy until about the fucking 46-minute mark.
Okay.
Like, I would say that because I was watching and I was like, I mean, there is technically a kill at the 30-minute mark.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know. It's really goofy, you know, like for about, you know what I mean? For a good stretch of it, it's fucking goofball shit. It's like, and it's the Italian sex comedy type. That's what it reminds me of. Big time.
Yeah, but it's sleazy as well, man.
It is sleazy. Well, that's what a sex comedy is. It's sleazy.
Well, yeah. It's literally the lead actress.
It's got the goofy tone.
Naked all the time.
Right.
Every other scene is a naked woman.
Yeah, and what's her name? Paola
Senatore. Yeah.
Senatore, yeah. She's amazing, but the thing is like the goofy, like weightlifter dude. Like I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, right, yeah, I can see what you mean now. That is kind of plays out like a comedy skit, doesn't it?
That's what I'm saying. Like with the mother coming in there, it's just like a sex comedy in that regard. Even with the shit with Howard Ross, a lot of that shit between him and Paola is kind of like.
I can see that now. Now you say it, I didn't think of it while I was watching it that way. But now you've mentioned a few of the scenes. I just probably just overlooked that and concentrated on the sleaze and the kills. But it's got everything. It's got a little bit of everything.
It does have some good. I mean, there's a lot of good that goes with it. But it's one thing that did kind of. I was like, damn, this is like, I'll read a synopsis. Okay, I got a synopsis.
Yeah, go for it.
A brief one that I wrote. So anyway, spoiled Paola needs to be free from her controlling father. She needs to be liberated. So she places an ad as a masseuse and services rich perverts. Ends up with the help of Oscar, who claims he's no pimp, but an orchestrator, a protector, a manager, if you will. He finds her the higher end clients, but they begin to have bloody smiles on their necks after they've had their fun with this fiery red-headed goddess.
Yeah.
And she is like a statue, like really, the way her body is.
Absolutely beautiful actress at the time.
Right.
This one, so this was written by the director as well, I'm trying to pronounce his name now. I might butcher it, but
I got it.
Demofilo Fidani, I think, is it?
Demofilo Fidani.
Fidani, yeah.
And he did about 24 films, but he was a set designer for over 200 films. But he started out as an understudy to Luciano Visconti, which is a huge Italian director.
Oh, yeah.
And he's also a painter. He was a painter and a psychic fucking medium.
I mean, that is so crazy. Yeah. The thing is, he was probably more well known for being a medium, because he would turn up on Italian TV. And I think they had this big thing on Italian TV where he went up against this skeptic, and he was trying to prove that paranormal activity is real. I would love to see some of that old shit, man. If that ever pops up on YouTube. But that was his main, rather than directing, that was his main kind of thing. He rewrote books on the paranormal and all that.
He got he's got many pseudonyms too. So he's got his pseudonyms was Miles Deem, Lucky Dickinson, and you got Alex Demos, and Danilo Danny.
Right. Okay.
And so mostly directed spaghetti westerns. Films like Django and Sartana are coming. It's the end.
So, supposed to be the worst of the genre as well.
From
what I was reading.
A barrel full of dollars.
Oh shit!
Yeah, or you could call it a barrel full of coffins, or a coffin full of dollars. My bad.
Okay.
And then Dead Men Don't Make Shadows, aka a stranger that kneels beside the shadow of a corpse.
Right. None of these are instant classics.
But listen to these spaghetti western titles. They sound as long as a fucking giallo title. So, some of them are longer,
Okay.
So, no, that's what I was saying, that last one especially. But then he did Savage Guns in 1971. His name was Sam Wabash, but they call him Amen. That's a film. That's a film's title.
Yeah.
They call him Sam Wabash, but they call him. Oh wait, no, his name was Sam Wabash, but they call him Amen. Hell of a title for a film. He had a sex comedy. There we go. We got a sex comedy.
Yeah.
The Languages Teacher, and the English title was On the Tip of the Tongue.
Okay.
So, and they called him the Ed Wood of Italian cinema, the nickname. Because of all his low budget and his odd characters, and he didn't give a fuck about continuity. Didn't matter. So, but
in terms of so the music was done by Coriolano Gori. And they did Werewolf Woman, Yellow the Cousins, which is kind of like a giallo film. Calling All Police Cars, which I love.
Did Fulci's Massacre Time in 1966.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
The Cult Sang Death is the alternate title of that. The Cult Sang Death, and it was Massacre Time. That's a hell of a title, ain't it? That's like
that's probably the biggest title they did. And then, I presume it's a guy. Yeah.
And you already said Werewolf Woman, Calling All Police Cars. That's the ones I wrote down too.
Oh, Calling All Police Cars is a great giallo.
The cinematographer, though, Aldo Giordani, I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
He's most notable for Amok, 1972.
AKA Hotbed of Sex. That's what that one's called.
Yeah. The Sylvia Amadio film.
Yeah.
With Farley Granger, Rizal Baneri, and Barbara Boucher. So
lots of lesbian scenes in that as well.
There's also another title of that, In Pursuit of Pleasure.
Okay. That's kind of, that's got a seedy side to it, that film as well.
It does.
It really does, yeah.
It's sleaze. It's got this scene with Neri and Boucher that's man,
mind blowing.
Yeah,
mind blowing.
It's all slow motion in one part of it. Like,
oh yeah, it lingers, man. It lingers in that shot.
Yeah. Master Time is great, Chris. He says I need to see that Western. Yeah, definitely. And see, we got Justin Marino in here. Yo, it's the Panel of Pain. What's good, fella? What's happening, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Fat Pig says having a fire match in heaven. Yeah. Let's see. Sabu and his uncle, the Sheik, are back to being a tag team now.
Sabu.
Let's see. Kino releasing a bunch of stuff on 4K to it. It's okay. They're talking. All right. Let's see. Like Amazing Randy exposing that spoon bending guy on Johnny Carson years ago. I shouldn't read the chat backwards. Let's see. Peter is waiting for Dirk to join him for a Yiddy munching Hoprag. Yeah. Yeah, man. Let's see. All right. Anyway.
So, yeah, do you want to talk about the cast? I mean, this has got a very interesting cast, I will say.
That's on you. I'm leaving that one to you.
Yeah. So, starring Paola Senatore, she plays Christina.
Mm-hmm.
The most well-known film would probably be Eaten Alive, Lindsay's Eaten Alive. Which I was... Go on.
She gets eaten alive. I think she's the only one, right?
Does. Yeah. And Lindsay was quoted, he was asked about what, her involvement in the film. And he said something along the lines of she was kind of the go-to girl if you wanted something, someone to strip off naked, literally, and kind of get killed. Or
she didn't care kind of shit.
Oh, yeah. She was in Solange Kitty, Like Rabid Dogs, which is a great Police Teskey film.
Mm-hmm.
Madeline, Anatomy of a Nightmare, which I absolutely love. We've covered that in the past. The Killer Reserve 9 Seats, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And also Emmanuel in America. So her backstory is very, very interesting. She was brought up, I think, a Catholic, very religious. And she grew up, and I think she went to school, like a nuns-based school. And funny enough, she starred in a couple of nunsploitation films along the line as well.
Yeah, what's that one?
Closeted Story of a Nun.
Just got a release. Story of a Cloistered Nun.
Yeah. I've not seen that one, but it kind of piqued my interest.
Right.
But yeah, so actually on this set, there's a great kind of interview with Eugenio Urcolani, and he goes all through kind of her career. So I'll just say a few things, she literally was always, she appeared naked in pretty much every film she did. She was in a lot of different genres. This was her first role where she played the lead. So this was kind of a big thing for her at the time. But she had a decline, while she was doing these films in the 70s, she was pretty much hooked on alcohol and heroin, which is not the best combination, to be honest.
Yeah, from what I was listening to it too, what they were saying, she would pretty much do any damn thing to supply her heroin addiction, right?
Yeah.
It didn't matter. She basically, morals were gone, I guess.
Anything she could get her hands on that would pay money just to keep this habit going. But there is kind of a shining light at the end of the tunnel with this. It's usually with people on heroin, they come to a bad end. She did go through a rough spell, mind, where she made, literally in 1985, when all these kind of genre films were drying up, she did a full-on hardcore porn film. And I did seek it out and I did watch it. And it focuses on there's lots of oral sex in it. There's, obviously she performs oral sex in at least one scene. And that was kind of the lowest ebb of her career. She really regretted doing it.
Right.
But happier times were kind of, more recently, where I think she turned more to her Catholic background. and now I think she's like a born again Christian.
Well, she got arrested. She did like 5
She did,
months.
yeah, during the bad spell, yeah.
Yeah, she had to do like 5 months, and I guess she turned to her faith, back to her faith, and got. So she won't even speak of these films now, like at all.
Exactly, yeah. She did 5 months. I think she did a year on kind of home arrest or whatever. And yeah, there was some really, really bad times for her. In terms of her kind of the way she is in film, like her acting ability and all that, I've always liked this actress. I mean, I think she's absolutely beautiful, stunning. Body is like 10 out of 10. And this film is really her film, I would say. You've got Howard Ross as well.
Yeah,
he kind of plays the pimp character, and he's great as well. But like Dirk said, he's kind of more almost like a comedy character in places.
He is, man. But then other parts, there's like this one scene. It's weird. Like, what the fuck was going on there? Like they're playing some kind of weird pool. I don't know what the fuck that is. I've never seen it.
I've not seen, but I'm into pool and billiards and all that.
I'm like, what is kind of game is? I mean, I'm sure it's real. It's a real game, but
it's real. It is real. Yeah,
I've never seen that before. But anyway, it don't mean anything. What I'm saying is, like, he gets into it with these 2 other guys. Like, I think that was just to have an action scene, because that didn't really make a lot of sense. Like that scene.
You'll find the first 2 films actually that we're going to cover don't make a lot of sense in places, to be honest.
You know what I'm talking about, though? Like, all the dude said was like, what did he say? He said something about the redhead chick or something. She's gonna make you a ton of money or something.
Next thing you know, they're fighting over the pool
he just started beating their asses like by itself, But it's like, damn, this shit turned into an action film.
Exactly, yeah. In terms of him, I think everyone will know him from The Killer Reserve 9 Seats. He, of course, was in $5 for an August Moon. New York Ripper being one as well. But there is a sad story. So we got Ettore Manni, he plays the police commissioner.
Yeah, man.
Very well-known, big kind of well-known actor in Italy at the time.
Yeah.
He did A Man on His Knees, The Sicilian Cross, Rabid Dogs, Calling All Police Cars, Anna the Pleasure, The Torment, No Way Out. But what's so interesting about this character is that his partner at the time in 1975 was an actress called Krista Nell, and she died of leukemia, which he obviously, at the time he took really badly. In 1980, so there's a bit of mystery about this. So in 1980, some people say it was an accident, but he shot himself in the groin.
I thought that was weird. That's a hell of a way to kill yourself.
Well, this is it. People don't know because he never got over the death of Krista Nell, and people think that it was literally self-suicide.
But that's a hell of a way to kill yourself. Shoot yourself in the groin.
I mean, yeah, that's probably more painful than just putting it to your head or putting it to your mouth.
Yeah, I was out on that, man.
So that's a bit ambiguous to what really happened.
That's strange. It's odd. Yeah,
it is. But yeah, so that's the main part of the cast. In terms of the films itself, I was going to ask Dirk, because we covered Red Rings of Fear last time, but we didn't go into it like that deep. Do you want to do a spoiler for that one? But we don't have to spoil the first 2 if you don't want to, in terms of killers and that. We can set the films up. I wouldn't mind doing it for Red Rings, or I wouldn't mind doing the complete spoilers, everything for that, because I think the ending and all that needs.
We can, but of course I'll sound the bells and all that,
Yeah, but I mean, but if you don't want to do them for the first 2,
I was thinking
set the films up.
I was just thinking, like, probably a lot of people hadn't seen these, but we could always hit the spoiler button and people can tune out. So
okay, so we'll see how it goes down with the first 2 titles.
Yeah.
But we can mention, we'll go over the first early scenes. So you've got Paola Senatore. She plays Christina. She tells her mother that she's leaving home. She's sick of her father. He's always nagging and moaning at her.
But she seem like a spoiled bitch, really.
Well, yeah. Because he's giving her money. He
even says at one point he has to sacrifice
kind of lifestyle.
He's got to sacrifice his life, like, he can't go on vacations. He spends all his money on her and shit. Like buys her all these fancy luxury clothes and all this shit, you know. And I was just like, what an ungrateful motherfucker. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, she's probably playing. Would you say like a 21-year-old, maybe? Or
I guess that's what she looks more like 30 though, right?
She does, yeah. I think she's supposed to be probably a teenager, like a late teenager. I would
That's
say.
what I thought too, like a 18-year-old or 19-year-old, something like that.
Oh yeah. So the early credits to this as well do something different to other films, which I like. So we get every single actor and actress comes up on screen, like a freeze frame of their face, and we get their names and all that. I love it. You know, you don't see that too often.
It kind of gives you like a preview of, you know.
Yeah, well, it helps, doesn't it? Certainly when you're reviewing something and, you know, you're writing things down.
Right.
It does. I think it helps with that. But anyway, so Christina, she goes to live with her friend Paola, played by Simonetti Vitelli. Christina's boyfriend is a guy called Mario. Raphael Curie is the actor's name. He hasn't graduated yet, and he's not making much money. And he's kind of like a drip, really boring. She's got lots of like charm and kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of. I don't know if she's got a lot of charm. You think? Like, she's kind of.
I think she's magnetic. I think she's.
Well, but she's like kind of like because she'll be getting it on with these different Johns and shit. And like she's just always like a space cadet, just drifted off, like, you know, it just don't look like she's really into it, you know, like she's just getting paid.
Right. She's got like, for me, I think she's got a lot of charisma.
I don't know, man. But I know that when she comes back to her boyfriend though in that one shit, and she's telling him how shitty he sucks in bed and shit.
Yeah. Oh, she'll just come out with it. She'll just tell him. And he is kind of the most boring character you'll ever see.
He's like a red herring too, though, I think, right?
That's what I'm going to mention as well. There's lots of red herrings in this.
Right, yeah.
But early on, so you've got the scene with the muscle man. I think me and Dirk were talking about it before we come on.
Right.
It is a comedy skit. Literally, that's what it is. So she's become this masseuse. She puts ads in the newspaper. I don't know whether you would call, or she would call herself a prostitute. Maybe that's just a kind of a better way of doing it or saying it.
Yeah, she gives you a happy ending after.
Oh yeah.
After the massage.
I mean, but she'll talk to you as well. If that's all you need to do is talk, she'll do that as long as she gets paid.
Or she'll be naked.
That guy is the goofiest fucker though. That muscle.
He
man.
really is, dude. That kind of like I was like, oh, really?
It is funny.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
But then like. And then other people that she's, you know, servicing, I guess, you know, just want her to be naked and try fucking high heels on and shit, you know.
So she's pretty much naked in every scene,
right?
Literally every scene throughout the 90 minutes of this film.
Yeah.
And if that's your thing, which it probably is, you know, because she's such a stunning actress, then I will say I do kind of like some of the kill scenes as well. Even though it's ultra like low budget, you could tell. I think there's some kind of style to those kill scenes. More so than the second film, Reflections in Black, that we're gonna mention.
And unfortunately, I didn't have enough time to do clips like I usually do on those.
Oh, that's
scenes.
okay. That's
okay. But if you go back to the intro, you can see some of them. Toward the end of the intro of this stream, you can see some of the. If you're interested.
Yeah.
You want to check it out. But.
So you've got Howard Ross, he plays Oscar, and that's kind of a weird scene as well, where he rings her up to get her services, but meets her in a zoo, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, don't make any sense, really.
No. So he offers to become a pimp. He knows a lot of kind of.
Well, wait a minute. Oscar, don't get it twisted with Oscar. Oscar's not a pimp. He's a.
Oh, okay.
He's an orchestrator. He's an organizer. He's a protector. He's
yeah.
You know, he gives her half the money. You know,
right.
He treats her right. So, you know,
she's so trusting with the money as well. She's like, "Here's what I got." Like, you know, most fucking prostitutes I know would not.
She hadn't been one though. And that's what these guys are telling her too. They're like, you're just new to this shit, right? Like, you know.
Right.
All these different dudes are like, you haven't been doing this that long, you know.
I guess you would call her an escort girl if she was doing that nowadays in these times. But
definitely still a high dollar call girl.
Yeah. But yeah, like you say, he offers to become or like to kind of guide her through all this, any problems, with different men. Kind of a glorified pimp, I would say. You've got her boyfriend, like I said, Marco's a strip. He comes in and out of it a little bit. He is the main kind of red herring, would you say? Although there's a few.
I think so, but I did figure it out. I mean, it's pretty easy to work out. Like, I'm not gonna spoil it, but there's 3 possibilities. I think like
I worked it out within the first half hour.
But there's 3 strong possibilities.
Yeah,
3 strong red herrings, and I'm not gonna say who they are because
no, we're not gonna spoil this one. In terms of killers and that. But she goes in to move in with her friend Paolo, to make it confusing because that's her real life name. But this girl Paolo, she's got like this really fucking arrogant boyfriend Franco who tries it on with Christina. And he blatantly just so arrogant. He does it in front of his girlfriend and everything. And he thinks he's God's gift to women as well at some point. But once we're getting into kind of the main part of the film, we start to see these murder sequences, and they're usually Christina's clients.
Oh, it is every one.
Yeah.
So it's like
go on.
Soon as she gets through doing whatever she does with them, like I know one guy, he's a professor. He wants to give her a bubble bath and shit. And then
exactly.
It's some strange little freaks, But
and that's the guy who fucking when he gives them money, he sprays it with like this perfume, and then you've got the great line Oscar says. Then he said, "The sweet smell of money," which I love. But that comes about the half-hour mark, doesn't it? The first kill.
Yeah.
So, like Dirk said, it's kind of like a comedy up until that point, like a sleazy comedy. Yeah,
sleazy sex comedy, kind of like.
Yeah.
But then it turns dark a little bit, and then it kind of goes back to
it does kind of go all over the place. The kills are kind of almost like Argento-like, I will say, with the straight razor. They don't linger on the kills as much as I would like, but that's probably because of budgetary reasons. But I think they are done pretty good, I would say.
But this killer is wearing. He don't want to. He obviously, or she obviously. Dishpan hands. She don't want to have dishpan hands, so she or he's got the yellow rubber gloves on,
which I love. Yeah,
you wash fucking dishes with,
the giallo gloves, the yellow gloves. But
I know, but it looks like that's what it is.
They are rubber gloves. That's what they are. Yeah,
dishwashing gloves.
But it's nice that they did something different, I think.
Yeah.
Because we have seen like brown rubber gloves in some films as well.
We've seen gold, right? We've seen the gold. The gold latex and Black Belly and shit. So.
Oh yeah.
And then opera, you got the clear condom.
I like that as well.
Gloves over the black. Like what the
fuck? The thing with this as well is the killer like kind of leaves their prints behind. So you've got the police there looking into it, and we get the full police investigation at some point as well. There's prints left at the murder scene, and they get the professor's book, which has got a lot of names in it, and they kind of work out that maybe the killer's name is amongst all his associates. And then we got a few kills. So the professor, he has a friend, and then they get killed as well, which is kind of, so they're all kind of linked together.
Right.
Christina's at the scene of every, the last person to see these people alive, or so.
As soon as she gets it on with them, they get, like I said in the synopsis, they get a bloody smiley face on their neck. So.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Let me catch the chat right quick.
Yeah.
Let's see, where was I at? Making sure. Like Rabid Dogs is great, and The Killer Reserved 9 Seats is a great gothic giallo.
Man, those two are my favorite. Yeah, yeah.
And then I need to start listening to those commentaries on the discs. Yeah.
Oh God, you can't go wrong. You can't go
I
wrong.
told you, gialli is a cursed genre, in my opinion. Very interesting.
It is.
Steve Mayers, greetings, Dirk, Darren, and Flick friends. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man? I know he added me on Facebook earlier. So
okay. Yeah,
he was messaging me because he wasn't sure if we were gonna have a show. Like,
right. I'm barely ever on. I mean, I have social media, but I don't look at my phone like most people do. You know what I mean? I'm barely.
Oh man, I'm always fucking looking at Facebook.
Yeah,
I get like
media,
notifications and
I'm
all
kind of
that
like
shit.
an old soul in that regard, but you know, I'm
You're
surprised
probably
they even got
wise.
social media at all. Like,
I mean, it's wise to not look at that shit every 2 minutes, I suppose.
yeah.
But
I need to do better, I guess. But at the same time, I don't want to. It's like a time suck. I feel like my life's just draining away in that little fucking screen, you know. But I don't know. Shit.
That's Dirk's rant.
But anyway, my bad. Let's see. Chris says Massacre Time is supposedly George Hilton's favorite film. He mentioned he had a blast doing it. Was his first film, I believe. Yeah, it was. It was his first. And that's the first time you see some Fulci gore. There's the first time in that film, 1966 Massacre Time, for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But it's not as high up as For the Apocalypse, but it's still solid. I still like it. You got Frank O'Neill. Anyway, I don't want to get on that one. Not right now, but it's a good film. It's a good one.
But yeah, I mean, in terms of like, in terms of like revealing the killer and all in this one, which we're not going to do, but I will mention just maybe a couple more scenes without giving anything away. So the standout scene in this film for me, right? You've got the old man with the gun. And he gets stalked around the office by this killer all in black, and that's when you see the yellow gloves.
The POV shots are fucking great.
Oh yeah,
and the way
pure like Argento, like I would.
And
say.
It's in the dark, and you got like the killer's got a flashlight, and then it does like they're using like different lenses. You can tell like that are like ultra close up, and then you see like the wind blowing the curtains. I mean, it's the atmosphere. It's a solid setup scene, like the way it's done. So,
and I think the killer hits the lights in that scene as well, so it's done all in the dark.
Yeah,
which just adds to like the suspense and everything. Needless to say, like a straight razor is used to the neck.
Did you notice the scene when the killer's going up the stairs?
I love that scene as well.
Well, you see it a lot in a lot of these gialli, and they pull that shit's pulled directly from Diabolique. That scene with the hand on the rail going slowly up the rail, that's from Diabolique, and all these films pull that shit from that. You know, it's almost shot for shot the way it's done too.
It is, yeah. And that's another great scene. So that there is 2 or 3 really good standout scenes involving the Black Glove Killer in this. Right. Obviously, you get we get a scene later on. It might be the one that you've just mentioned with the silhouette of the killer as well.
It's fucking great.
In the window, it's so fucking good, man.
It's awesome. Like how they did the shadow with the hat and the black silhouette of the black glove killer, you know. So
I wonder if
it'd be the yellow. It'd be the yellow glove killer in this one.
So you get the shadow in Nosferatu, don't you, of the killer coming up the stairs? So maybe that was kind of an influence.
Definitely.
But needless to say, like we're not going to give anything else away. I would say this one is solid. It's
I'll say it is. Yeah.
It's kind of a middle tier one for me. Would you say?
I would say for me, I'm gonna be nice, giving it a 5.5 out of 10.
Oh, okay. I'll go slightly above that. I would give it like 6.5. I think, I mean, it is all over the place in terms of.
I'm happy that it's got a proper restoration though. Like, and all the stuff that comes with it, like on this release. I mean, I can go through some of that right quick on the special.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Eugenio Ercolani, he's he's working his ass off on these
man. He's one of the best, man.
Yeah. So you got a special feature called Gentlemen Prefer Blondell, and it's a 38-minute interview with Simone Blondell, which she plays Paola in the film, the friend of Christina. Got a 38-minute interview with her. Then you got Photo Story Hero interview with Renato Rossini, which is Howard Ross.
Yeah.
He tells Ercolani he is a legend of the trade, and it's an honor to be interviewed by him because he's interviewed everyone in Italian cinema. Howard Ross is great. You can tell he's a really genuine good dude when you listen.
Oh yeah.
If you listen to any interview with him, he's not the guy that he portrays in most of his films where he's the bad guy and shit. But yeah, it's a great one, man. That's that's like a 16-minute interview.
Yeah.
Pretty recent too. You can tell it's recent. And then you got Remembering the Medium, an interview with film historian Luca Ray, which is great. It's a great one.
That's probably my favorite feature, like that and the Ercolani one. Like,
okay, yeah,
my favorite.
That's a 14-minute little interview with that guy, Luca Ray. He's talking about Demofilo Fidani, right?
Yeah.
And then Eugenio Ercolani, you get an interview with him. It's 20 minutes, and he goes through the whole.
Yeah.
He goes through the whole backstory of Paola, and it's called AAA Looking for Paola, and it's he mentions her. I think we already mentioned everything else though. That kind of what he says in there. But she'd get down and dirty in any film, like do any damn thing. But she don't want to talk about it no more. And then yeah. So yeah, we've covered everything else as far as that goes. But that's the features you get just on this one. So that's pretty solid, dude.
I would say I think it's a pretty solid way to start this set.
Yeah, I think so. And I'm also gonna say, if you're really hardcore giallo fan, that you got to get this set. You got to. If you're not that big on that, like out of these, I would say go ahead and just grab this edition. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not that big of a giallo enthusiast, you can get this one.
That would probably. How much would that cost now? Then that edition you just got there.
This is Scorpion releasing, so I think you could probably find this in the aftermarket pretty fair price. I'm not real sure, but
I'd say probably about 20. I would literally you can get for I don't know how much it is in dollars, but
yeah,
for like 45, 46 pound in UK.
Yeah,
I mean it's worth it just for red rings.
It's about really 60 bucks. So
yeah.
But yeah, man, this is a solid entry to the set. Then now we're gonna get into Reflections in Black.
Oh fuck, this one, man, is this is so hard to keep up with the storyline in this one and the characters.
And I love Dagmar Lassander, man. Like that's a good reason.
Yeah.
That's a reason to see this film. But the director, first off, he didn't really direct it. So he's really an actor, right? He's really a writer. He's a writer and actor. His name's Tano Cimarosa. And this was his directorial debut, but his real name was Gaetano Cisco.
Yeah.
But so this is Reflections in Black, but it's also known as Vice Wears Black Hose.
Exactly. Yeah.
But then I got just a little tiny small clip just to kind of this part of the film cracked me up. Like, so I had to.
Yeah,
it's not long at all. It's only like 9 seconds, but this shit was funny. These two people getting it on and shit, and just the shit this woman says is here we go.
Next weekend we'll go to a place I know by the sea, okay? And we can stay in bed from Friday till Monday, screwing our brains out.
Oh, really?
Sure, we deserve it.
Sure, we deserve it. Some of these dubs are
I don't know how the fuck that would work. Where like surely you'd want to go out of bed to have a piss and to eat and to actually live. But man, if a hot woman, wants to stay in bed with you all weekend, then I'm fine by that, I guess.
Right.
But joking aside, it is a great. Yeah, it's
that dub. The dub though is just funny as hell to me in this film. Like it's.
Oh, it alternates, doesn't it? The dub goes to Italian, like
it'll go to Italian too.
Italian.
Yeah,
it is so.
And I was thinking to
weird.
myself, I was like, could you imagine living in a world where, like, you understood Italian and English, and people really talk like that?
Yeah.
Like 1 minute people are speaking English, and then they just start speaking Italian and shit. Like,
I'm starting to pick up a little bit of Italian now, just for watching these.
Definitely.
I find sometimes I don't need the subtitles anymore for certain things because I know
Yeah.
I don't know every word, but I kind of get the gist of what they're saying. But that, so the director or not the director, Tano Cimarosa, he was an actor. He starred in Sicilian Connection, A Man on His Knees, How to Kill a Judge, Gang War in Milan, Delirium, The Most Beautiful Wife. Right. And he was literally famed by Damiano Damiani. And he's got
say that 5 times real fast.
No, that's the only time I'm going to say that.
And he said
he's got this weird Mexican look about him, hasn't he? He's a very distinct looking guy.
Yeah, he started out. He was like a puppeteer though, right? In Messina.
Yeah, which is weird. Yeah, and he toured this puppet show all around Italy.
Yeah.
And then he was in like theater work he was doing at some point. He'd done his own
really over the top.
His own company. I will say he's actually pretty fucking good in this. He's funny.
I don't mind him as an actor. It's just disappointing to know that he didn't really direct this. So his assistant, his assistant, according to his assistant, Gianni Saragusa, Cimarosa was overwhelmed with like the technical side of directing, and he was like overwhelmed with the scheduling shit. So he was like, "Look, you take care of this, all this technical director shit, and I'm gonna just deal with all the actors." Like, like
yeah.
And it's like, and then you're gonna put your name on it like you're the director, but I don't know, whatever, man.
And the directing style, there's not really a lot of style in the direction, is there? It's kind of bland.
Yeah. There's a cool, like the very beginning scene. That's really cool. I do dig that. And it always cracks me up in these films too, right? When the woman, and I always forget her name, but I've seen her, like she's in the girl in room 2A, but she's at the beginning, and she's also in Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only I Have the Key.
Daniela Giordano.
Okay, yeah. I always forget her damn name.
She's
but anyway,
Bird with the Crystal Plumage as well.
It always cracks me up when they just stay there, And they're like, she's just like screaming like, ah, and then this motherfucker just like for 5 seconds is like this, and then slices her back and shit. And
it's prolonged. We'll come into that scene because there's a weird part of that scene as well where it obviously shifts from fucking night and day in between shots.
It does.
When I first saw it, it's all over the place.
Right.
In terms of like the cast and crew and that, music by Carlo Salvina, did The Godfather, did The Tenant, did a whole string of like gialli films.
He did Lisa and the Devil. Hold on, man. He did Lisa and the Devil, damn it. And he did The Killer, Reserved 9 Seats. He did The Naked Girl Killed in the Park.
He did some great stuff.
You better say Lisa and the Devil, damn it. But The Godfather. The Godfather.
I got it. House of Exorcism as well, I suppose you could call it.
Yeah, the Godfather's the big one, though. And that's just crazy that the same guy that did the score for The Godfather did this.
Wasn't the score to this reworked as well? Maybe he used it before, I was reading in
I don't know.
Other films.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Cinematography was by Marcello Mastriacci. And he was he did a few. He did The Sweet Body of Deborah, Murder Clinic, The Big Racket, No, the Case is Happily Resolved, which is I like fucking love that film.
He had like 57 known credits. Tropic of Cancer,
That's another good one. Yeah.
Last Cannibal World, and The Avenger Zorro in 1969.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and he worked with Finesse as well in Anna, the Torment and the Pleasure, which is one that we've been planning to watch for a long time and never got around to it. But we're going to do another Edwidge, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So the cast in this, right? So you've got John Richardson. He plays Inspector Liana. Fuck me, man. That guy's just awful. He's got no expression in his face.
He's always awful, though, man.
Yeah,
we've just gotten used to that shit. Eyeball and
I kind of like him in Torso, but
Eyeball, The Killer Reserved Non-Seats. He's in that one.
Yeah.
He's all over the place. He's all in these damn films.
He's in Black Sunday as well.
Well, he's good in Black Sunday.
He is. Yeah, that's his big. I'd say that's his
pinnacle.
Best role.
Yeah,
absolutely. Dagmar Lassander, she plays Leonora Alsalmi.
Yeah.
Oh man, you've only got to mention some of her credits: is Haste by the Cemetery, Black Cat, Werewolf Woman, believe it or not, Iguana with a Tongue of Fire, The Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion, The Laughing Woman, Hatchet for the Honeymoon, a complete legend, absolutely beautiful actress, and she does get kind of down and dirty in this one as well.
She does,
with a few lesbian scenes. As for the other cast, you've got Giacomo Rossi Stewart, a very well-known kind of name in Italy. He plays Alsalmi, Bloodsucker Leads a Dance, Death Smiles on a Murderer, Crimes of the Black Cat, Night Devil in Commit the Grave, Weekend Murders. He's been in a ton of gialli, and you'll know him instantly if you watch some of these films just by, when he comes up on screen. Daniela Giordano, who Dirk just mentioned, she plays Nellie.
She always plays like a little bit role, but in the girl in Room 2A is like, I'd say that's her.
That's her main. She's the protagonist. Yeah.
Right.
But she
kind
of, after the opening scene where she gets killed, she does pop back up in a flashback scene later on, which is always good to see.
She dies really good too. She always dies good.
So the film doesn't really after that opening scene, it kind of doesn't live up to the rest of the film, really. Does it?
Man.
And like there's this one killer.
Yeah, there's one scene that always irritates the shit out of me. I know it's back in the day. I don't care about none of that. Okay. Mm-hmm. But it's toward the end of the film where there's a woman that's dead, and you see this dude come in the room and he's struggling with the killer, and the chick blinks her damn eyes a couple times.
Oh, that happens all the fucking time, man.
It irritates the fuck out of me, though. I'm like, hold on, man. You could cut and redo that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Nowadays, they just use a freeze frame, wouldn't they?
Right.
But back then, I guess you had to actually fucking be there and not move.
Right. But they could have redone it. You know, they don't give a fuck. So.
Oh, no. But kind of just to set this film up, like Dirk mentioned, the opening scene. So we got Nellie, who's played by Daniela Giordano. We see someone we believe is a female, and they park up their car. They're all dressed in black, and they go to this apartment where this victim emerges, with slashes to her face. Like you say, you've got the prolonged kind of where she's being attacked, and she kind of walks to this phone box. Superb, I think. Even though it goes from night to day, though, in the one scene when we see the killer, and you've got the guy as well. Is it a night watchman? And he kind of sees what's going on.
Yeah, he pulls out his little bullshit gun, and he don't know how to shoot it or whatever.
I think there's no bullets in it. And
it wasn't loaded or something.
The policeman says something along the lines of, well, next time, make sure you put fucking bullets in it. Otherwise, it's like you're carrying a replica gun.
But that gun looked like something you get out of a Cracker Jack box or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
It looked like shit.
So we do kind of have a witness early on, even though, he's useless. You've got the whole police thing as well. You've got the Inspector Lavina, played by John Richardson, Panto, played by Tano Cimarosa. And they're on the case. Panto comes up with this fucking wise moment where he says, "I think it was done with a straight razor." He's like, "No, fuck," and like John Richardson's like, "Oh, okay, maybe it was."
How many times do they mention a straight razor in this fucking movie?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's
oh
like,
yeah.
I don't think I'll use a straight razor again.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck are y'all talking
There's something
about?
along the lines of, "Well, it's not exactly a fucking electric razor, is it?" And that's the dialogue in this film. It's like completely fucking crazy, man. But you've got there's definitely kind of fucking
It
homophobic
slogs on
slurs.
though, Darren. This one slogs a little bit.
It does.
And it's more of a police procedural type film in a way.
Yeah.
Than a true giallo. Wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, I'm not defending this when I can't defend this.
No, I'm just saying, don't you think though it's more police, like they're trying to get a different audience or something? I don't know what they were doing, but
there's so many fucking characters in this though. So you've got the gay hairdresser, and that's when we've got lots of like homophobic slurs, which at the time, you know, you would just not get away with today, full stop.
Right.
You've got this guy, he kind of thinks he's God's gift to women. He's got like a different girl every fucking other day. And he goes with a 14-year-old girl at one point.
Oh yeah, some scumbag bastard. He kind of looks like Hess in a way. Kind of reminds me.
I was thinking that. He's got the fucking perm.
He's got the hair. I could see he looks like Hess that way because his hair. You know?
Yeah. But he overacts. Did you notice he overacts every scene?
Yeah. He's got a I might be able to pull it up. I'll try. Hold on. Well, go ahead. Go ahead and do what you're doing, and I'm gonna try to do something.
That's okay. So we get you got this young criminology policeman, and he's got this girlfriend, and she's like a wizard on this fucking pinball machine. And there's a weird scene where he says to her, like, "You're not wearing a bra," and she's like, "I'm liberal, man. This is fucking, people don't wear bras these days," type of thing. And you've got the creepy scene with the young kid, and he's like watching her on the pinball, and he's like, I think he's like the waiter or something in this restaurant.
I can't pull it up. I was gonna try to pull it up, but
that's okay.
I was gonna pull up that disco scene. Yeah,
and that's so clearly like
this is one dude dancing. He's all like,
it's fucking crazy, man. Yeah. He's going for it big time. And you can see that they're trying to model it on like 1970s New York, isn't they?
Saturday Night Fever, I thought.
Which come later Saturday Night Fever.
Or some, it was still that vibe.
It was that scene at the time, that was the main scene happening at the time.
And this one chick's got like just something covering her nipples, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, every one of these giallo films has got like a nightclub scene.
Yeah,
like, it seems to be that way. They always try to introduce a nightclub scene. But pretty much, with a few of these women get killed, and the police find this photo with the victims on, and they're like determined to find out who this last woman is. And obviously, there's two men in the photo as well. But they kind of take that sleazy guy in, don't they? And they start, he's making money from drugs and all this. And yeah, he, like you say, he's a Hess lookalike. He's kind of a nasty fucking piece of work when you think about what he's doing.
Did you watch the extras on this?
Yeah.
You did. You saw the extra footage that's to this film.
Yeah, I did. Well, I skipped.
It's like a flick almost, kind of right.
But yeah, it was kind of like, is this 6 or 7 minutes, something like that?
It's like 7 minutes, but it's like shows extra sex scenes and shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, what the hell? I don't need to see that. You know what I mean? Like,
no, yeah.
I don't know.
But there's lots of suspects in this as well. But you got like Al-Thalmi. He's kind of this well-to-do guy. He's got like his own business. He's married, of course, to Dagmar Lassander's Leonora character.
Right.
There's tons of like they're kind of.
I'm trying to place him. He's in Kill Baby Kill, right? Yeah.
He plays the main police inspector in that.
That's the big one he's in.
He was in, he was in quite a few. But in terms of this film, is all over the place. Did you find it hard to keep up with all the characters and shit?
It kind of is. It is, and it's disjointed. The writing's kind of sloppy. You think about it.
It is, yeah.
I mean, you got Dagmar, but like, what is she doing exactly? You know,
I think she's there to be a pretty face. You know, she's there for lesbians
to draw an audience, right? And
yeah. The name at the time would have been fairly big. Well,
but she has these flashbacks of her, you know, because she's married, but she has these multiple affairs with all these different women, and so
they're the best scenes in the film, I think. Like the lesbian scenes.
But she's, I don't know, it's weird. And she gets aggravated, and she's reading a love letter, so rips it up or some shit. I don't know. It's whatever.
But you've got the Countess Mara Olsalmo, played by Magna Kononopuk. I can't even pronounce that. But she's kind of an interest. She had like a bit of a backstory as well. I think once she done for like it was all over the newspapers for some big crime at the time, or a little bit later on. I have got it in my notes, so when I get to that, I'll mention it a bit more in detail.
Yeah. What about her son though in the film?
Oh man, so she's got like this drug addict son.
Yeah.
And he attacks this fucking girl at one point with black gloves on, so you automatically think that
it's amping you to think that he's the killer. But he's wearing his tighty whities with his black leather gloves on and his straight razor.
Yeah. And she's telling him, you know, you can't go around doing that. You know, we're gonna put you into like.
Was he tell that woman though? Like he's like talking about cutting her tits off or something.
Yeah.
His mother likes him, and he starts calling her a lesbian like over and over and over again.
It's fucking crazy, that scene as well, because it just comes from nowhere, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many characters to keep up with in this. I do like, you know, the Contessa comes into the film a little bit later on, and then you've got, I think she was the third one. Was she the third woman in the photo?
I think so.
Yeah, they're trying to, you know, piece together all these victims and what's going on. But yeah, I mean, this is not great, to be honest with you.
No, it's not.
It's definitely a step down from the other two.
I'm glad I saw it. I mean, it does have some cool, like the opening kill scene. That's cool. Dagmar is always great to see.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I probably won't go back to this one too often. You know, like
no, I don't think so either. You've got a great opening scene, but you've got a great ending, I think, as well.
I think it's a good ending. Yeah.
They kind of track the killer down to this kind of outhouse building.
Right.
And the killer's demise as well is pretty good, isn't it? We won't say how or why, but
I was gonna say just leave it there. I wouldn't go too much further.
No, but I will say definitely check out the ending, and the killer's demise is one of the best.
Right.
But I'm just looking there if I can pick up any notes that I've got on that one actress. I know I've written it down somewhere.
So it's written by Adriano Bolzoni. My bad. He only had 4 film credits. He was a journalist. So the only film that I actually noticed that I recognized was a film called Savage Gringo from 1966. He was a screenwriter for that, and Avenger X. I have heard of that, but I'm not sure. That's 1967. So, yeah, I'm not too familiar with that writer. So.
Would you say this is kind of a blatant Dario Argento rip-off film? And it's hard to imagine that this come out the same fucking year as Deep Red, and 2 films are so fucking different.
I would say that, but at the same time, it's so fucking like there's parts of it that's really boring, man. Like for me,
it is a bit of a slog to get through.
Because I'm Policio. I mean, I love Policio Testi, but it's like this is not good. Like even when it tries to do that, you know, it's I don't know.
I probably slightly like it, maybe a little bit more than Dirk, but I just want to mention that one actress. So you've got Magna Konopaka. She was a sex symbol back in the days. She was in like Satanic. But she was implicated in a drug trafficking investigation involving the Roman nightclub Number One, which later got shut down by police, and it was all over the fucking newspapers. It was like a big scandal at the time.
I didn't know that.
But the guy who plays that David Hess kind of lookalike was
right.
a guy called Ninetto Davoli.
That shit though, he was saying like when he's him and that chick's like in the bed getting it on.
That's
and they're just
weird dialogue as well.
And they're just sitting there casually talking while they're getting it on and shit. Yeah, and he's all like talking about, I'm scared. And she's like, why are you scared? He's like, because I don't want to be killed. And I'm just like, this is fucking shitty.
It's weird, that scene. Believe it or not, he worked a lot with Pasolini. But he was kind of, he turned up in a lot of these low budget films of the time. But yeah, I mean, I suppose we could go ahead and do the ratings. I don't know, did you say?
I'm good. Yeah.
I think I know what you're going to say. Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say on this one?
In terms of ratings, I'm guessing you're going to say a 4. Is my guess.
Actually, I'm saying a 3.
Oh, shit.
It's getting a 3 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not that good. I mean, it's got a couple things, and that's why it's getting a 3.
Yeah, I'd probably warm to it a little bit better. There's no way I can justify this being a good film because it's not. But I would be a generous 5.
Oh, shit.
Just for the fact that I like that it's a blatant fucking Argento kind of rip-off. Maybe I am being a bit over generous actually.
That is too nice, man. Like,
yeah.
I think so. Because
maybe that will go down. There's no way that will ever go up. Like from future viewing, more than likely might go down a bit. But
because there's things that just don't make sense too. Like when
it's all over the place. There's no coherent fucking like every bit of the story. You've got all these different characters coming in. And you just can't keep up at any point, like during this film. You need to watch it, I'd say, twice, maybe 3 times, just to realize what's going on.
And then it does some lazy shit at the end of the film, where it tips its hat, which I don't mind, but it tips its hat to Hitchcock. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that's one Hitchcock film.
That's all I'm not gonna say the film because I don't want to spoil the film. But anyway.
But yeah, check it out though. I would say definitely Giallo fans might get some kind of kick out.
Yeah, I think you need to see it if you hadn't seen it. If you're like, you love Italian cinema or the Gialli, I say it's a must watch. But like I said, I won't be going back to it anytime soon. I might watch it in about 20 years or something. But
I think I'll go back to it before then. I think I'll be dead in fucking 20 years, to be honest.
See, Jimmy the Lip says, "Yo, what's going on, man?" Got Justin Marino says, "I'm on the fence about this set. Should I pick it up, fellas?" I would say
100% pick it up. If you like any kind of Italian cinema, even for the backstories of Reflections in Black, when you get to know all about the director, it's worth it for that alone. The extras alone.
I would say definitely for the other 2 films, it's worth.
Red Rings of Fear is a fucking banger, man. Which
it is. It is, and we're about to come on. We're about to get into it, but I would say it's worth getting. Justin, if you like the Gialli as much as we do, I'd say go ahead and get it. And then Chris says, "I have it, Justin." Okay, they're talking. And I like what the fuck Gialli. So okay. I'm a big Gialli guy. I prefer it to slashers. Yeah, absolutely.
I think I'm getting. I'm there already.
I've been that way for a while.
Yeah,
for actually a long time. Yeah. So. Yep. But anyway, yeah, man. I can't believe you gave it a 5 though. I was really thinking you was giving it a 4 at least. I was like, shit.
It's kind of like, I do like the ending. I do like the beginning. So maybe I'm a bit over generous, and the fact that you got Dagmar Lassander, man, I fucking love her. So yeah, I am being over generous, but maybe people out there, if you go in not expecting too much, you might get a little bit out of it. And you've got sleaze in that as well. So
it's super sleazy. But then there's these parts that drag on. It's slog shit, And hold on, man. I gotta do something right quick. But
okay.
I will be right back. You want to talk to the chat, or you want me to put something on right quick?
Put something on if you want, and I can use the restroom.
Okay. I'll just throw. I guess I'll do the intro again. If that's cool with everybody. Be right back, but I won't play the whole intro. As soon as I get back, I'll turn it off. I promise.
Okay.
But anyway, here we go.
Hey, we're back. Shit. Everything okay, you did? Yeah.
Yeah, I had to make sure Grayson was in bed.
That's okay, man. Yeah. I thought something serious then might come up.
No, it's his bedtime. Now I got my damn phone doing stupid shit. So
right now in Bossier City, it's 63 degrees and partly cloudy. Tonight.
Oh man, sound like Jay Real there with the weather going on. I will say, I want to go into this one, Red Rings of Fear. I want to cover spoilers the lot. I want to just go through the whole fucking film. If that's okay with you.
That's cool. We will. I'll definitely not do spoilers. I'll definitely let everybody know before we do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm sure a lot of people haven't seen. And if you don't know, this is the third part of the Schoolgirls in Peril trilogy from Massimo Dallamano. He was supposed to direct it, but he died in a car crash before this happened, before he was able to direct it. But I'll kind of start it off with that.
Yeah.
So this is directed by Alberto Negrin. He did over 30 films himself. A lot of political and historical films. But I was looking through, like, for me, it's not much noteworthy stuff that I noticed. Mussolini and I, a 1985 film, made for TV, but it was a pretty big deal though, and it came on HBO, like 4 hours. It had Anthony Hopkins in it, Susan Sarandon. So I'm gonna seek this out just to watch it.
I heard it was a big flop though for its time.
Yeah, but I mean, you got Anthony Hopkins, Susan Sarandon, and Bob Hoskins are in that film, and it's about Mussolini. So it's a docudrama style, Italian, French, German, Swiss, Spanish, and American co-production. Like holy shit! They covered the map damn near, right? So, and he did a lot of TV work.
That was his main bread and butter, I think, working for Rai TV.
But the amount of writers on this film. So Massimo Dallamano, I guess, started it. I'm not 100%. I think he started it from what I remember. But so Marcello Cassia, Massimo Dallamano, Stefano Ubizio, Peter Berlin, Alberto Negrin, and then Franco Ferrini, which people are going to know, Once Upon a Time in America, Phenomena, Demons 1 and 2, Opera, Stendhal Syndrome, Sweets from a Stranger, which we covered in the last Forgotten Gialli set, right?
Yeah, which he directed that film too,
That's the only one he's directed in it, I believe.
Yeah.
And then you got the cinematography from Carlo Carlini, which was it?
I've got Eduardo Noah did the cinematography.
Really?
Yeah. That's what I've got. Yeah, I don't know where. I think I got that off IMDb.
Oh, well, one of us.
Maybe it's a pseudonym. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. Carlo Carlini's one I got, but he got best cinematography for the Duccio Tesario film. He did a lot of Peplum films, co-wrote Fistful of Dollars, a lot of Rai TV stuff. Is that what you got? Or you got something completely different? We could be.
I just got a different name. I didn't really write because I know you usually cover all that.
Yeah. But yeah, that was in 1964, I think. The Italian National Syndicate of Film Journalists. It was a period film from it takes place in 1507. Il for I'm gonna probably butcher this to death. Il Fornoretta di Venezio. Damn, I tore that shit up.
My bad. What I would do, man.
And then you got the great Riz Ortolani, Castle of Blood, 1963, doing the score. He did Fulci's Perversion Story, Don't Torture a Duckling, Lindsay's So Sweet, So Perverse, Diodato's House on the Edge of the Park, and I think I pretty much covered everything, right?
You did too.
I know. No, I just wanted. I knew somebody was going to say, Cannibal Holocaust, but I just want to throw some other scores out there. He's done a ton.
He's a massive fucking Some of his filmography is huge.
Right. Let me know when you want me to play the clip or whatever. But I guess we can go ahead and go through the cast first.
Yeah. We could go through the cast first. So you got Fabio Testi. He plays Inspector Gianni Di Salvo. People instantly know him from What Have You Done to Solange, Contraband, The Heroin Busters, The Big Racket, Revolver. He started his career as an extra, and he did kind of do a lot of stunt work when he was younger. And he kind of carried that on into his main roles because he's always doing stunts in films, if you notice, a lot of the time. Right. You've got Christine Kaufmann. She plays Christina. She was in Murders in the Rue Morgue. Ivan Desani.
Murders in the Rue Morgue.
Which I've never seen, funny enough. So you got Ivan Desani, plays Chief Inspector Louis Rocchiligio. He was in Bloodline. Angels of Terror. You've got Jumpin' Jack Taylor, who I fucking love as an actor. And he plays, he's in Pieces. He's like the sleazy teacher in Pieces.
Yeah. He's always a strange looking cat, right?
The Ghost Galleon. He's instantly recognizable as well. Ain't that fucking guy? He's 95 years of age or something.
Yeah.
He was in King Dracula as well, 1970 version.
Definitely.
But so you've got you've got lots of minor cast, kind of not well-known cast members to make up everything. But in terms of do you want to play the clip now? I'm good.
Yeah. So I got a small clip of Red Rings of Fear
Yeah,
if anybody's interested. There's no spoilers or anything, but I
give them a taster of kind of what's to come.
Yeah, it's less than a minute, so I'll play that right quick. Just kind of get you. Let's see. Here we go.
From the day it was founded until the present time, in this lovely building, there has been a tradition.
Somebody with a cock this big raped Angela Russo and threw her in the river.
Stop! So you can spare us the details.
Why, are the facts of life too offensive for the hallowed halls of St. Teresa's School for Girls? The truth can never be ignored.
Run towards the black shadow. Death will come to meet you. And your deepest desires will then come true. Nemesis.
I know they used to come to your shop. Come on. Talk.
But I didn't kill them.
Yeah.
That's a great scene, man. This is so fucking good, man.
I think so too, man. I've heard people really talk shit on it, and it's always tripped me out because I've always liked it. I mean, of course, it's not as good as Solange or Daughters, but
right, yeah.
But it's right there with Daughters, I'd say.
Well, it started off as it was going to be a remake to What Have You Done to Solange. That's why this film kind of got going. Dallamano, I was reading, even though he died in a car accident, he did have cancer at the time. So, and he was kind of talking to Fellini. They were going back with ideas. They met up a couple of times during the writing. But then Fellini says he kind of lost contact with him and he realized that, his cancer, I think his wife maybe phoned Fellini and said, look, he's not in a good way. And he didn't hear nothing off him, after that. And then it was sad to see him die, obviously, in the car crash, which people do say is kind of mysterious. Because he was outing a lot of these fucking high-profile people, in these films.
Definitely, man. Like the subject matter in Solange and Daughters, I mean, alone.
So good, man. Yeah. And this is right up there with them in terms of storyline and sleaze and all that.
It kind of exposing the powers that be, the elites.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it really
bringing it to the general public's attention, I guess you'd say, right?
Yeah. This is kind of well known because they run out of money halfway through the film. I think the director Negrin, he kind of got Fabio Testi and a few of the cast members together and said, "Look, we need to it's up to you, but we need to finish this film, otherwise we're not going to get paid. So if you go home halfway through, you're not going to see a penny." So they all decided to get together, and finish the project. That score, man, Rizzo Ortolani, is so fucking catchy. I love it, man.
We got.
Oh, go on.
We got Brian Goes Blue in here. He says, "I love when people fall like that."
Hey, what's up, Brian?
What's going on, man?
Yeah, there's a good dummy death in most of these.
Yeah, let's see. Let me go through the chat right quick before we get going in here. Chris says, Colt 38 Special Squad is my favorite Policio Testi as well so far. Film's a masterpiece.
It is up there, man.
Dallamano,
so good.
Yeah. House at the End of the Park, masterpiece.
Yeah.
Was he? Oh, yeah. I guess he's talking about Ortolani. Yeah. That I will say the score don't really match the film though. I don't think
it's just got this kind of jazzy
it feels like a fucking score for like a spy film or some shit. Or
that's what I like about it, because like you say, it doesn't fit the film, but it kind of fucking works in a way.
It kind of does, but not really.
The score is so kind of light-hearted, I would say.
I like it. Don't get me wrong. I like the score, but it don't match the film.
No, it doesn't, because the score is so light-hearted,
right?
And the fucking subject matter in this is so dark,
right?
It's would you say, I was going to ask you, would you say you need to see What Have You Done to Solange and What Have You Done to Your Daughters to watch this?
I think I think you get better context if you do. Like
Yeah. It is kind of confusing though, because you got Fabio Testi plays a different character in What Have You Done to Solange.
Well, I'm just saying, I think watching those two would amplify this one.
I think so. It makes it. I think it makes it a better kind of trilogy, doesn't it?
We got Justin Marino says $62.99 is pretty steep.
Oh, it's fucking worth it, man.
I think so. I think it is. For me, it is. And Jimmy the Lip says, "Grab it."
You see the love that goes into this set. It is worth it, I would say.
Testi is badass in Solomon's Revolver and Fortune's Contraband. Yeah, I love Contraband, dude. I think
he's fucking great in everything I've seen him in.
Yeah, The Big Racket.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Oh, did not know he was in Contraband. Yeah, definitely. He's definitely in Contraband. Policio Teskey. Hell yeah, man.
That's another subgenre we need to get back into, I think.
Yeah. Let's see. Chris says there's something fishy about that car crash. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, it could well be, man. Yeah.
If you want to do a stream with me, let me know.
Yeah, no worries, Chris. Yeah.
Let's see.
I know we got something planned in a couple of weeks, like Sleepaway Camp.
Okay. And Justin Marino says, Dirk and Darren, send me this set.
Hold on my set, man.
Yeah, I can't let this one go.
I would say grab it though if you're in two minds before it goes.
Uncle Dirk and Uncle Darren, he's saying.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. The two D's.
Bring back James. But yeah, man. Yeah. Sometimes going through the chat, it kind of sways my mind. Where were we at?
No, we can go into the opening if you want. We can talk through the film.
Can I mention something right quick though?
Of course you can, yeah.
Yeah, let me mention something right fast. So this is a few years back. I think 3 or 4 years ago. When I met Cheryl Lee at Texas Frightmare.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I actually spoke to her about this film. And so I got this sign from her.
Nice,
so the girl in plastic, Laura Palmer, you know.
Yeah.
And I was telling her about this. I said, have you heard of Enigma Rosso or Red Rings of Fear? She's like, she had no idea what the hell I was talking about. And I was like, I think Lynch might have got inspired from this film for the Twin Peaks, you know, the girl in plastic.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's interesting. She's gonna have to check it out. But of course, I mean, she was cool as hell though. Cheryl Lee's great to meet. If you ever
did you warn her about the giant dildo?
No, I didn't. I didn't warn her.
I bet she'll have a shock when she fucking watches it.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. But yeah. But yeah, I just had to bring that up before we get going in here. I thought
that's cool, man. That opening scene, you can't.
It looks just like Laura Palmer.
Lynch is banged to a scene in this film, I would say. I'd put my money on it, man.
Probably so. But it still doesn't take away from Twin Peaks. Like, it's not like you ripped this off or anything. You know, Twin Peaks
that's so
its
different.
Own thing.
Yeah.
You know,
oh, yeah.
So,
yeah. But yeah, do you want to go? We can go through the, pretty much most of the scenes because I want to do a deep dive on this one.
Yeah, we kind of went through all the other stuff, right? The score, the cinematographer. The story was written by Miguel de Icaro, or Icharo, however you pronounce that. But yeah, we've kind of mentioned all that stuff already.
I mean, we can come into some stuff as well, which I pretty much got near the, towards the end of the review as well. Right. When we could go through all the different kind of extras for this one as well. I think they went all out with this release.
I think so.
In the whole set, this has got the most extras.
This has got the most
information. Yeah. Rightly so as well.
And it's on the cover of the damn box. I mean, so
that image is on my fucking laptop. I just love that fucking image, man. Right. I think that's one of the best.
Darren, you're a damn sicko.
Oh yeah. I mean, we wouldn't be doing this now if we weren't fucking sickos, man. But in terms of so we can go through the opening and that. So you've got that catchy fucking jazzy fucking theme like Dirk mentioned that just doesn't go with the film. And we see this young woman wrapped in plastic and she's thrown from this car boot. I think you call it trunks, don't you, over there in America?
We call it a trunk, yeah.
Yeah. Into the water.
What do y'all call it?
A car boot.
A car boot?
Yeah. B-O-O-T. I know it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
But you've got Fabio Testi plays Inspector Gianni Di Salvo. He sees, that's another weird scene in this as well. So he sees this woman that he obviously knows in a supermarket, and she's stealing like tea. And he kind of turns a blind eye, and they have like a laugh and joke about it. He goes back to her place, and he's obviously banging this woman.
Yeah, the man with many cats, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's got all these fucking cats. He's got a cat hanging on his, just hanging on his just chilling out on his shoulders. He's walking around. Got another cat in his bed and shit.
And he's such a like, as an actor and everything, he's like such a cool fucking looking dude, man. Even now with the interview, and he's getting up in age, I'm not sure if he's passed.
Did you see that dog that's laying on his couch?
That fucking dog's the biggest fucking dog I've ever seen.
Like a damn sheepdog or something.
And he's got the fucking dog's paw in his hand while he's talking.
Yeah.
And this dog's oblivious to fucking the interview going on.
Right.
But he looked pretty good considering he's in his 80s, I believe. Certainly up until that interview.
Might be in his 70s, late 70s.
Yeah.
Early 80s.
Man, he looks really good. I don't know what he does, but But yeah, so you've got that. The girl who's dead is about 16 years of age. And she's got large part of her insides pretty much fucked. They don't know what kind of murder weapon at this point.
Right. But you see a bloody, when you see the scene, you see the plastic and everything.
Yeah.
There's blood like in the pelvic area. I'll just say
all they know is like it's a large blunt instrument is kind of involved.
Right.
The mother identifies the girl as like Angela. That's the girl's name. She's got this younger sister called Emily Rosso. She's played by Forster Avelli. And what's interesting about her, I don't know about you, but the first time I saw this, I'm thinking fucking Nicoletta Elmi. I was like, she looks very similar.
A rip-off of Nicoletta Elmi, yeah.
Yeah, but she's pretty fucking good in this, I think.
She is good, but you know what they're doing. You know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah. This is 3 years after Deep Red. But what's interesting about her is she completely got out of acting soon after this. Which I was surprised because I think she does such a good job in this as like a child actor. And she got some fucking important scenes. To just walk away, I guess, like Fabio Testi was saying, I guess she just did. Once she realized the fun element's gone, and it's kind of hard work working on a film, she kind of just drifted away. Yeah. I think she could have gone on and become kind of iconic just for this fucking film alone. Because her scenes towards the end are pretty memorable, I think.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But so the car used in the murder is like completely changed. They do like a makeover of the car.
And that scene, me being a painter, pissed me off because they're fucking spraying and there's nothing coming out. Where they're fucking
yeah.
You hear the sound, but you don't see no paint coming out, and you're like, "What the fuck? What is this shit?" Like,
exactly, yeah.
How hard would it be to spray? To set that shit up, maybe, I guess, was this a low budget or something?
Surely this was ultra fucking low budget. They run out of money. Literally halfway through, the Negrin said, like, we've used all the fucking budget.
No.
But in terms of like setting up the character, so Angela, she was like attending this boarding school. Yeah. And she'd come home for the weekends. She would hang out with her friends. They were all called like the Inseparables, kind of this gang of like 3 or 4 girls.
Right.
Angela, Franco, Paolo, and Virginia were the 4 of them. And this gets sleazy, man, at some point.
Then you got all the girls in the shower, this pervert. Just
that's the part for me is I'm like thinking, fuck, did they go there? And obviously these girls are like, in real life, the actresses are older than what they're portraying.
Right.
But it's still pretty racy.
It's still, it's kind of
full on fucking naked, full on.
Yeah, you feel. I don't know. I felt weird watching that shit. Like,
oh yeah.
First time around, I was like,
what's iconic about it as well is like we see the killer's eye, and if you look closely, you can kind of tell whose that eye is towards the end of the film. But and they did that with Deep Red. So I'm guessing they just kind of pinched that from Deep Red. Because Fellini obviously is a big fucking Dario Argento kind of guy. Was big friends, wrote a lot of films, like Dirk said, with him. But yeah, that is kind of racy, that shower scene. You've got the one girl, Virginia. She starts to become sick. DeSalvo, he at one point during this, he interviews all the teachers in the school to try and find out, what's happened to Angela. And that's where you get that line that Dirk played. Someone with a cock this big raped Angela and threw her in the river. And that's kind of like one of the well-known phrases that you will remember that from this film.
Right.
So Angela's sister, Emily, she gives DeSalvo this bag, which was, in Angela's desk. And it's kind of full of money. But there's a cat symbol that comes into play in this film.
And it's got this greasy ass on the billboard, right? Like this sweaty, greasy ass. And his, Tessie's partner's just drooling over that shit. And Tessie's like, no, he's looking at the logo. He's like, that logo is what I'm talking about. And the dude's all like, oh, that's just the greatest shit ever. What is he saying? I can't remember.
Yeah, it's like that. I don't know. That could never be fucking done in the UK or anything, because it's so, this is like a big billboard for people just driving past. So kids and everyone was kind of, would see it. But ain't it some kind of symbol for a jeans shop or a clothes shop?
I don't think so, because it's butt ass naked butt with.
Oh no, I'm not about the cat symbol. I think that's what they're trying to advertise, is this jean shop, which they say later, which don't make sense.
Yeah, that don't make no fucking sense.
Because it's a big, like you say, fucking ass. But that's kind of weird.
Extra oiled up,
Yeah. So you've got the cat symbol that comes under every Saturday in this girl's diary.
Right.
So they're trying to, find out at that time what that's about. But like you say, the inspector kind of happens to just come across this billboard with that on it. They don't know what the involvement is with that. But the three girls, the Inseparables, they receive a message in one of their lockers. Roughly translated, you run to death, and death meets you as fast. And all of your desires are like yesterday, signed the Nemesis. But what's so funny about that is that's completely different in the fucking French, in the Italian fucking subs version than it is in English. I wrote down the Italian kind of subs version of that message. And it's completely different. Or, it's kind of similar, but not, which is weird. But Nemesis is kind of like this poem that goes back.
That's why I say, the whole meaning of these films can change, with the different subtitles and tracks and shit.
Absolutely, yeah. So one of the girls who gets the note, she meets up with her boyfriend Max, kind of late at night. DeSalvo and his assistant see that we just mentioned, the cat symbol. And weirdly enough, it is like a fucking advertisement for a clothes shop or jean shop or whatever.
Okay.
Because they do actually go to this shop, don't they? The two policemen.
Right.
DeSalvo.
I was thinking it was look like something you'd see probably in France or something, right?
Yeah, it is fucking racy. Yeah, definitely. But DeSalvo gets his assistant to go and check out this clothes shop. And that's where you get Jumping Jack Taylor, and he always plays a fucking shifty looking
weirdo
dude.
Yeah.
And he's got the fucking perm going on in this as well.
Yeah.
I love that actor. I think he's fucking superb in everything.
Yeah, I've always dug him. He's cool.
But he plays the cashier in
the shop. Should I go ahead and do the warning? You think?
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
All right. So we've kind of got tipped into it a little bit, but now we're fixing to go all the way through it. So I just got to make sure, that I definitely don't want to ruin this for nobody that hadn't seen it. So if I can find my damn thing. Sorry. Here we go.
Mother, this cloth smells of death.
No, it's a bit of Peter back there. Yeah. But yeah, like you say, we can pretty much say what's going on from the rest of the film.
Right.
One of the girls, Franca, she's out riding her horse, and then someone shoots this dart at the horse. Kind of Emily, the young girl, for some reason she ends up taking this dart to like DeSalvo.
Well,
and there's like
when that happens though, that's a real like you see that horse topple.
That fucking horse goes down for real.
It's a real stunt. Like they used to do that back in the day all the time, man. These animals would get hurt all the time, man.
It's fucking crazy, yeah. Like it would never happen today.
No, they can't do that now. But like horses would get their legs broke and shit like that just for a shot, you know. But
it kind of that scene kind of like makes sense towards the end of the film because Emily got this dart. She goes to DeSalvo, and then he just fucking out of the blue, like in the middle of the night, goes to this school, and he starts fucking
waking everybody up,
going into their fucking bedrooms, even the young girls, like asking who killed this Angela. He shows them like this cat symbol on the poster as well. So teachers wise, you've got this Professor Max van der Weyden, and he's in the school. He's killed while he's out like riding his motorbike. And then the same Poen, the Nemesis Poen, keeps being left at the scene of all these crimes. I think he had it either on his person or they found it, near the wreckage. So he becomes kind of like really important to the plot. And I don't know if you noticed, but he's the guy from Tragic Ceremony. He was in Tragic Ceremony with Camille Keaton, and she had the biggest crush on him during that film.
Okay. Yes.
And you can't miss him. He's kind of, very, very iconic kind of looking. DeSalvo is almost killed then when he breaks into like the professor's condo. And that's a weird scene as well. So he breaks into this dead, this guy's motorcycle, who's just died, into his condo, and he starts fucking making fucking food or something at some point.
Right. And he goes to sleep. Shit.
Yeah. Like make yourself a home, like,
Just get something to eat, get some bite to eat, and just chill out and go to sleep on the couch. And
Go on.
And then somebody starts, sets a fucking fire to this shit, right? And like he's sleeping, he wakes up,
jumps out the fucking
jumps out the window like fucking
Superman,
like, what the fuck, dude?
And he chases this fucking guy, doesn't he, all through like this slaughterhouse and
it was a real slaughterhouse. You see real fucking animals.
Gruesome fucking scenes, man.
But
so DeSalvo then, he's paged by the chief of police then. Christina tells him like she won't be there when he gets back, and that's kind of weird as well because his relationship with this Christina is kind of just doesn't really add up, does it?
Well,
she says, I'm not going to be there when you come back, and he's like, oh, okay.
You can kind of tell that it's not really fleshed out that well. You know what I mean? It feels like something's missing there. Like, so what I think is like, there's probably more to it, but it got edited or got.
No, you were spot on. That's exactly what happened from what I was finding out.
Whatever type of shit, right?
They couldn't finish the film at one point, so they had to work pretty much with just the footage they had. There were scenes that were unshot, so it makes complete sense that doesn't make sense if that But
I'm guessing because he's spending so much time on this case, kind of like that's that trope with all the damn inspectors or detectives, that you see it in so many films. They don't have enough time for their loved one or whatever. Right.
Exactly. Yeah. And he's that it is kind of weird, their relationship. But so you've got the chief of police now, Roccaligo, played by French actor Ivan Desny. He's got friends in all these kind of high places. He believes Professor Max, the guy who died on the motorbike, is the killer. He just wants to get this case fucking closed and done with. But the Salvo tells him he's wrong. I think you've got this wrong.
Yeah,
but then we find out later on he's a big part of what fucking happens, man.
Yeah,
and then massive twist to come, which we'll come on to.
Mm-hmm.
But so to say, then they go to see Jack Taylor, who they see, and he's got this weird scene where he's sleeping with this fucking young girl, and she kind of comes down.
She's real young, yeah.
And nothing's kind of made from that. It's not as if the police are like thinking that's wrong. They just kind of take it as if, that's like an everyday thing.
Yeah, it was odd.
Weird, but I guess back in those days it wasn't frowned upon as it is today. He says pretty much he doesn't know who Angela was, or the professor. He's got, Jack Taylor's got no kind of links to them, so he says. But he's got this art kind of forgery fucking a few years earlier that the police couldn't kind of get him, done for. He kind of got off with it through lack of evidence, I believe. But he was well known to have forged all these works of art. And again, that's kind of...
And he's got the extra permy hair.
Oh, I love the extra permy hair, man. Which plays a massive part in the one scene, which we're going to come on to. So the girls, they take Virginia then, who we find out is ill because she's pretty much pregnant.
Right.
And you've got the whole scene, which very similar to What Have You Done to Solange, isn't it?
That's what I was going to say. There's a few things in here that tip its hat back to Solange. And it's definitely homage to Dallamano for sure,
Well, like I say, it was a remake. When they first was doing this, it was a remake. But what I like about this, so we find out that Virginia, she's having this illegal abortion, but there's a scene that's interspliced with this abortion scene where you see this orgy where this giant fucking wooden dildo is used.
It's getting rammed into a chick.
Yeah. And it looks pretty fucking gruesome, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like it cross cuts and shit. You don't actually see anything, but you're seeing the reaction on the chick, and
but the violence is all implied, and you can tell. Yeah,
you see the reaction on the girl that's getting the abortion too. Which it's a disturbing scene. I still think it's pretty damn disturbing.
It is, man. It is. It's very similar to like Camille Keaton's character in What I've Done to Solange, but so the girls are being watched, and again we see this killer's eye. Virginia is then attacked by the use of fucking marbles on a staircase.
That whole scene's killer though. Like so.
I love it, man.
It's at the school. It's dark. You see like the statue of this nun.
Yeah,
and it's a weird ass statue though, right? It's got like a damn thorn in its head and it's bloody. Like I didn't understand that. Like
I didn't know, and it's just there, isn't it? It's
weird
in the heart of this school.
I put it in an intro, like just that part of it, but she's going up the stairs, and she's the one that just had the abortion, so she's walking up the stairs. Something's freaking her out. She's scared, like something's following her, right?
Yeah.
And then she just stumbles on these damn marbles on the steps and grabs the damn nun statue and falls with it down the stairs and dies. So,
well, she doesn't die. She goes to she goes to hospital, didn't she?
Yeah,
she almost dies later on.
Right.
But so you've got Paolo is the young blonde girl that you'll see on the cover there, which she tells the Salvo that she needs to talk to him. But before he gets a chance to talk to her, she drives off. I think it is on a bike. Yeah, man. Yeah, also. But she goes off on her bike, and he can't get to talk to her at the time. You've got the POV of the killer kind of watching her slowly, like going up the stairs. And obviously that's so much from that cover art that I just mentioned. The killer's stalking this blonde girl. She's attacked and killed by this black glove killer, obviously. But the same poem again is left. I think it's in her school books this time. The Nemesis kind of poem. Her father kind of blames himself as well at this point.
Right. Hey, hold on a second. Let me do this right quick.
That's so fucking crazy. But Nemesis, so is a Greek word which means justice or revenge. DeSalvo goes to see Vicini, which is Jack Taylor, and he's interrogated on this fucking roller coaster. Man, we mentioned this scene when we first covered the Schoolgirls in Trilogy.
Schoolgirls of Pearl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good. Like, you've got, they go up on this kind of roller coaster, and he's fucking grabbing him. He's scared.
He's interrogating him on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
And that's just, I don't know, man. It's pretty original.
It's fucking brilliant. It's original. Yeah. And just to top it off as well, he kind of leaves him on there as well to go again. He goes, I have this next one on me, which is so fucking great, man. One of the best scenes I think I've seen in a fucking giallo film.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he tells him the murdered girls when Max, this fucking guy who's killed on a motorbike, pretty much he was selling the girls. He sold pictures for him, the art gallery stuff. He brought the girls into the jean shop for him, Jack Taylor's character, to sleep with, which I guess all a bit fucking seedy. That's where these young girls, they're being kind of sex trafficked,
right.
heavily in this film.
And then we come on to the scene where he's got his hair curler out.
Oh, I love this scene, man. Go on, go for it.
And then, but it has the great shaky cam going up the stairs, right? And the black glove shots are just awesome. Definitely an homage to Delamano. It's got the Delamano formula, I would say. That scene, it actually. It looks like Delamano is on that, right?
It does. It really does. Yeah.
He's talking. He obviously knows the killer, and he's talking to the killer, and he's got like this curler thing that he's got heating up or whatever.
He's got this fucking perm on me. Yeah, it's just funny, man.
He's perming his shit, and anyway, the killer grabs the damn thing and just jabs him in the throat with it, and I think he dies pretty good.
Oh yeah, he goes running to the balcony, doesn't he? And then you see him hanging over the balcony.
Yeah, and then like the aftermath, we see the dog's beheaded too, right?
Yeah, the killer is fucking savage, man. He kills the dog as well.
Decapitation of the dog, aftermath. I mean, it's
that image as well of him hanging over the balcony is so fucking good, man.
That's a great scene, though. It really is. The way it's
that and the roller coaster scene, the like fucking high point,
and the marble scene.
Yeah.
Marble staircase scene.
And you've got a couple more scenes.
And the damn motorcycle death. That shit looks real.
Yeah, it does, man.
That shit looks real. It's like
fucking stunt man. Obviously, they used flat. Wouldn't have been fucking Fabio Testi, I doubt. Because
I'm sure they had to cut that and put a dummy or somehow. I don't know how they do that shit, but
it's done with like a quick cut, isn't it? Yeah, you can see it's done with like a quick cut.
It's good though. It's really good because that head goes flying and shit. And they're like, damn.
Yeah, man. So DeSalvo then he checks out these old records. The chief inspector gets like a phone call late at night. Cavarencini's body fucking shows up wrapped in fucking plastic. Yeah. This scene is great, man.
Wait, hold on. He's in I gotta go back to that inspector. Like when he gets the call in the night.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
I love his fucking bedroom. Like, so his bedroom, his door of his bedroom looks like a bookcase.
It does, yeah.
So, like, you would think when you walk into that room, that you're just in a room where there's books and shit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then his literal door to his bedroom, like that's like some safety precaution shit. Like nobody would know that there's a room back there. That's killer. But
it is a great scene as well because it sets up the following scene. It just comes out of fucking nowhere, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you've got Jack Taylor's character. He's been killed. He's wrapped up in fucking plastic, like like the earlier victim, the first victim. But man, so this fucking chief inspector, he's literally. Well, I will say so. There's a case. There's a case file found in there on Jack Taylor's kind of fucking corpse, going back like 3 years ago, where pretty much the chief inspector's evidence got this dead character off like a main kind of like art forgery case.
Right.
And what's so poignant about that case is the chief inspector has always denied even knowing him. So DeSalvo then fucking knows that this chief inspector's involved. But yeah, what do you think about the scene to come where just out of fucking nowhere he commits suicide off this bridge?
Yeah, he's just like, he just admits to all his shit that he's been a part of, and then like like
so calmly admitting to
it. Well, gotta go.
It's fucking
I'm out of here.
That scene, man, is fucking even like Fabio Testi's character. You can see is kind of.
I think I ought to play the clip again, man. Just
go for it.
I'll play. It's only a minute, y'all. So here we go. I'll play the whole damn thing again.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. I dig it.
From the day it was founded until the present time, in this lovely building, there has been a tradition.
Somebody with a cock this big raped Angela Russo and threw her in the river.
Stop! So you can spare us the details.
Why, are the facts of life too offensive for the hallowed halls of St. Teresa's School for Girls? The truth can never be ignored.
Run towards the black shadow. Death will come to meet you. And your deepest desires will then come true. Nemesis.
I know they used to come to your shop. Come on. Talk.
But I didn't kill them.
That's fucking brilliant. That's like the greatest hits of this film.
Yeah.
There in like a minute.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I left out the Marvel scene, but
I was gonna say that's not even the most fucking shocking part of this film, because that's to come, I would say.
No, it's not. I left out I was kind of thought that the most shocking scene, like it might be a little
you've
too
got
much.
You've got the orgy scene. So Emily, the young girl, she goes to see Virginia in the clinic, like a hospital where she's recovering from this marble, being falling down on the steps with these marbles. That's when you get. So she takes chocolates to this girl.
Oh, Brian liked that shit.
yeah. And that's where we get to see the eye again, and we realize whose eye it is.
Right.
So pretty much it's this young girl, Emily. But she goes fucking schizo on this girl in the bed.
Yeah, you don't see that shit coming.
That's fuck. No, you don't. The first time you see this, you're like, what the fuck? And she tries strangling this fucking girl in bed.
Yeah, she gives her like some candy first, right?
Yeah, chocolates. And she's like, oh, my fucking mouth's watering. Feed me these chocolates. Like, and out of fucking nowhere, she just tries to strangle her. Which makes sense to the plot when we come into it.
But it does make sense too, because the girl's got two broke ass arms and she can't do shit.
It does, yeah. But I mean, in terms of like these girls all being attacked, it does make sense for this one Emily character.
Yeah.
But DeSalvo comes in and right at the last minute and saves her. But that's weird as well, where he's like sympathetic towards this young girl who's literally fucking unhinged and trying to bump off all these fucking.
Yeah, he's just like, now play nice from now on, okay? No more. No more marbles on staircases.
I know you're pretty much trying to kill all these fucking girls, but we'll lay you off. It's all good.
Yeah.
which is kind of funny, you know, when you think about it.
No
And
more
she was
marbles
obviously
on the staircase and shit.
And the dad with the horse was obviously the young girl as well.
Right.
So she obviously used a fucking gun at some point.
Blow
but
gun.
she's always there when these girls get attacked. So in hindsight, you pretty much know, you know. But she's not really a killer. She doesn't kill anyone.
You don't see that coming.
Do you think that's why he let her off? Because she doesn't kill anyone, and he's just like, fucking. Probably. So all the kills are pretty much, you know, this high fucking society, police chief and all that. But it's bizarre because the ending, right, is pretty much she's trying to get revenge for the killing of Angela, her sister. And they kind of just walk off into the fucking sunset as if, you know, like, it's
maybe
weird,
he's, you know, maybe he's just gonna get with her mother because, you know, she did have a hot mom.
Yeah,
Well, maybe he's her new dad. You know?
Maybe, and then you've got the fucking theme song, which doesn't go with the film. Just plays like...
You know, it's like, what?
And you're thinking, the first time you watch this, you're thinking, what the fuck did I just see? You know? And it's kind of hard to piece all the puzzle together in one watch, I think.
Right.
You do need to watch this 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3.
To realize that the girl's not actually the killer, but she's tried. I don't know. You just got to work it all out. Yeah. This is such a strong fucking film, man.
It is, man.
I used to think this was better than What Have You Done to Your Daughters. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think it is.
No.
It's just slightly below that, but yeah.
No, Daughters is like, I know some people like Daughters more than Solange, which to me is insane.
No, that's
Solange. I don't think you can.
I think Solange
that's Delamaro's best. You know.
Yeah.
So
Solange is, if it's not a fucking 10, it's close. It's like a 9.5.
It's a 10 for me, definitely.
What Have You Done to Your Daughters? I would say is like an 8.5.
I give it an 8. I give Daughters an 8, but this one here, Red Rings of Fear, man, gets a 7.5 for sure.
Man, you're exactly fucking where I am.
Okay.
Yeah. And I even think maybe like an 8, maybe in the future, because I do love this film. But you've got to kind of, when you're watching it, you're always going to compare it to the first 2. I think it's a great way to end.
I try not to, because I know Delamano, you know, he started it, he wrote it or whatever, like he was writing it, but I know somebody else finished it, so I try not to even think of it that way. Like it's completely different, you know. But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Oh no, I think it's a good way to like tie up the trilogy, and it's a lot better film than, like, you know, considering they run out of money. They didn't get all the footage and all that. You would think it could be a train wreck, and it's far from it. It's fucking.
There's a lot of great scenes, like scenery.
Yeah, that's like, what it is.
A lot of great locations, shots. Man, it's really, it's done well. I think. I really think so.
Killer cast as well. There's a lot going for this.
What do you think about the English dub actors, though? I think they're kind of shit. I
did watch it in both. Yeah, I did watch it. I
prefer it in Italian, to be honest.
I do. And again, this is another one where the Italian is kind of different to the English in some scenes, like the phrases and all that.
Yeah. I don't think the main story's still there, you know, either way. But
yeah. I was so excited when this was announced to come out in this box set. I would love to see them do the fucking trilogy box set, though. Can you imagine how good that would be? You know, Solange, fucking What Have You Done to Your Daughters, and this in one fucking box set. I don't know why.
Or like a massive Delamano set, you know?
Yeah.
Do
that.
Man,
I would like. Hopefully,
I'd rather they do that, to be honest. You know?
Yeah. But Delamano, like, a lot of his films were political. You know, he had like a message in most of his films, even Police Testi, you know, and whatever he did. There's always some kind of political statement he was making.
Yeah, man. He's. I've told you this before. He's definitely in my top 5 Italian directors. So
he's one of those. He's probably just scrapes into my top 10, but he's one of those ones like we covered last week. Aldo Lado is just outside my top 5.
Yeah.
Diodato, I know you like. I know you know how much I love Diodato, and so the reason I mentioned Diodato is so the film, like Franco Ferrini, who was part writer of this, did a film with Diodato called Dial Help.
Yeah.
It's one that we have to fucking do at some point.
Yeah, we will.
It's so fucking bizarre. And that's kind of what, made me think of that at that time. But there's an interview on you with
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, do you want to go through some of the interviews on that?
Yeah, I was just gonna go ahead and name, like, tell everybody what they're getting as far as special features go.
Yeah, go for it, man.
So you get a featurette by Eugenio Ercolani, which, like, he does a ton of work on these now, man. Like, seems like almost all this
such a
stuff.
Good guy, yeah.
So the first feature is From Big Screen Scares to Small Screen Epics. Interview with director, co-writer Alberto Negrin. That's 23 minutes. And then you get Deep Red Rings, which is done by Ercolani as well. An interview with co-writer Franco Ferrini. That's 26 minutes.
That is so good as well.
And then you get The Red Thread. So you got Ercolani and Andrea Moroni. I think he's the editor. An interview with Fabio Testi. That's 25 minutes. You get Cecil B. Negrin, Ercolani, Alberto Negrin on his TV career. Another 14 minutes feature. And then you get the commentary with Ercolani, Troy Howarth, and Nathaniel Thompson, which I don't think those three together, I don't think anybody touches them on commentary tracks for Gialli.
I mean, that's just the power fucking trio, isn't it? Really?
It is, man. Like,
sometimes we get two of them together. Sometimes Troy works with Nathaniel, and sometimes he works with Ercolani. But what those three know about fucking all these films,
right,
man, is so fucking good. That's kind of the level that me and you are trying to strive for. But whether we'll get there, I don't know. But
yeah, man.
Like, worth the price alone, some of these commentary tracks, I think.
Right. Definitely, man. But they're the best there is, speaking on these films.
Easily, yeah.
Let's see. Texas says Solange is the best one. I think so. Yeah.
Solange is like fucking almost a 10. It maybe is a 10.
It's a 10 for me, for sure.
Yeah.
Camille Keaton's first appearance in a film. Like, I know she don't do nothing, but she is effective. Like, I am convinced by her acting.
She's the main part of that film as well. Yeah, and she don't turn up in that until like an hour and fucking 15 minutes into it.
And who's that actress? She's in Manchester Morgue.
Christina Galbo, yeah.
Yeah, Galbo. That's it.
Fucking such a beautiful looking woman, man.
She's great.
But did you mention the Red Thread, the interview with Fabio Testi?
Yeah.
25 minutes.
I was just naming off all the features you get on the release. I didn't really go deep into nothing. I was just saying what's on the actual, all three of these,
I love that interview with him, mind, because he's such, like you say, he's got his dog. He's kind of relaxed.
I didn't get to see the whole thing. I watched some of it, but I always like watching Fabio Testi's. I've seen him on other interviews. He's always great. So.
Oh yeah, and he goes into the backstory with the money and all that. And he didn't get on well with the producer. I don't think anyone really got on with the producer of this film. I think Ferrini maybe never either. But he said that it was kind of. Everyone in this film, so there's a lot of different nationalities of actors, and he said they would all act in their own nationality. So there was English, there was fucking Spanish, Italian.
Oh, it's like that on a lot of these films.
Yeah, like a co-production. But that's well worth watching as well. I'd say that 25-minute interview, because he does kind of touch upon some of his career as well. The heroin busters, he mentions a big racket. They went all out. they fucking went all out with this one, and I'm so glad they did.
They did, man. They did a solid job. Ercolani, he's killing it, dude. And Troy and Nathaniel Thompson as well. But I mean, I'm saying Eugenio, man, he's like Howard Ross told him. He's like, dude, it's an honor for you to interview me. You basically talked to everyone in Italian cinema. Like,
yeah.
And he even called Ercolani a legend. And I think so, man. I think so.
Oh, man, he like at the moment, at this moment in time, in terms of research and having like, because he got a lot of Italian contacts, because I think wasn't his mother or father in the business of making films.
What was that film we just talked about? She's actually it was we did it off the Dead End Drive-In. It's the Exorcist ripoff film we just covered.
Return of the Exorcist.
Yeah, Cries and Shadows.
New
release from Cauldron.
And he was
but his mother had something to do with that production.
Ercolani actually did, I think, direct some films early on in his career. And I know that he wants to go back and do that in the future. He wants to do feature films. And I'm just like, because we talked about him, me and Dirk, I'm just plucking up the courage to ask him to come on. I want to get Nathaniel Thompson on again as well, or first time on. And I want to get Troy on again too.
Yeah, Troy's always great when he's coming on.
Man, yeah. And I realize they're busy people, but, you know, I want to contact them pretty much in the future.
Definitely on their time, for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, man.
Great release, man. Like, you know.
If you got anything else?
2 out of 3 ain't bad. That's all I got to say.
And even Reflections in Black, you know, you can watch it.
For me,
it's watchable, I'd say.
But for me, I'm going to own every giallo made. It doesn't matter. Like, you know,
keep them coming, man.
Yeah.
Even if we do get like lesser, you know, quality ones, I fucking want them. I do. I'm like you. I'm a completist. I want every fucking giallo ever made.
Yeah, I don't care how bad it is. I got one over here that I haven't watched. That I mentioned to you a while back. What was that? It's only on DVD though. It's like, I can't think of the name of it. It's an old one, really old.
Do you remember what year or what actors?
It's in the 60s, 64, I think.
Okay.
I can't think of it. It's somewhere over here. Anyway, we're gonna get to them. We're gonna get to them all eventually, hopefully.
Yeah. And we've got a big show planned next week as well with Johnny coming on again.
Yep, we're gonna get back. Like, you know, we had to put it off. We're gonna be talking about Phenomena next week.
Oh, and man, we're going to go super deep as well.
That's a massive Argento. So it was kind of good to get away from Argento for a little bit.
Like I say, we can do this one now and then we can have a break.
Right.
But it's always nice to have some things to come in the future. And we've always got Tenebrae, we've got Deep Red, we've not done, believe it or not, the
Fulci,
Animal trilogy.
You know what I'm saying? We always got Fulci. We got Bava.
We got Fulci. We've got some stuff, Diodato to come as well. Even Dallamano, we could do some of his other films. There's always going to be something to do, you know, someone to cover. So we don't want to blow our fucking load too early. Like.
We got to get some Gothic in here too, some Italian Gothic as well.
Yeah. We've got more Police Testi that we could.
And we got to do that. We got to do that stream with Tex. Not in the near future. Who Can Kill a Child?
Who Can Kill a Child? Yep. I'm fucking up for that.
I did watch. Love that fucking movie. Yeah.
I've not seen it. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
We'll have to sort out a date with Tex for that one. Of course, we're doing like Region 3 as well. And that's like every month on the Visited by Voices 1 channel.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll be on Tuesday, all being well. And I think
Visited by Voices Network.
Yeah, Visited by Voices Network. I keep calling it Visited by Voices 1 because it was called that before. Yeah. But they got 2 shows and then they're pretty much having a break then for the season, like the season to be over. Right. So look out for that Tuesday night with Lorne and Dan, Sam, and I think Jonathan may be on there, Stone, Gasman. So, but man, it was so much fun doing these 3 films. I love doing these. I got like a creative kind of just fucking juices flow when we're doing this type of film.
Yeah, man. Let me go through the chat, man. I guess we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Chris says, I'm all for Baba and Fochi. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
There's tons to come, man.
And Brian says, I got Who Can Kill a Child. Yeah, I know you. I have a feeling you'll like that shit, Brian, for sure. Good shit, man. I appreciate it, man. Good. Appreciate it. I need to see that film, Brian. It is. It's excellent film. Just blind by it, Chris. It's worth it. Oh, okay, you've seen it.
You've seen it, yeah. He said
it's a great one, man. It's a great one for sure. And I would say something, but I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not gonna say it.
No, I'm gonna go in completely blind with that one. Yeah.
And that's the way everyone. Don't read nothing about it if you want to check that out. Just go into it completely, like I did, blind as hell. So, like Brian just said.
If Tex is still watching, we'll have to work out a date. We can always do it in 2-3 weeks or whatever.
I appreciate it, Chris. Yeah, great stream, gents, as always. Yeah.
Cheers, Chris. Thanks, man.
Let's see. And if y'all think about it. And I guess we're gonna get out of here, yeah. Let's see. I got Who Can Kill a Child is awesome. Yeah, Tex, get with me, man. Let me know your schedule. We're gonna get that lined out for too long. We might put another film with it. Maybe
I was gonna say, do you want to do you think it's worthy of a one-off, or
it is worthy of a one-off, but we could put 2 more with it. But
we could
however y'all want to do it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. But anyway, we're gonna get out of here, y'all. I appreciate it. And y'all have a good week coming up. And anything else you can think of?
No, just like I say, have a good week coming up, and we'll obviously catch you on the flip side. Be back for Phenomena next week though, because I know that's gonna be fucking good, man.
Definitely. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Yep. Sorry, guys.
Lights are fading, everything distorts. Strung out time blurs, cut like a report. Mind flashing fast in reels of abstract. This is our escape, there's no turning back.
I actually don't need to see visual. What I know is in that film.